Hi, this is Thomas. I am the developer of Rocket Cave Adventure, and I'm going to be starting a new series where I play through my game for a few levels, really until I feel like it, and I'll talk about some of the features I've added, some of the bugs, some things I'm working on, and really just whatever comes to mind. If you've ever seen my devlogs, those are pretty heavily scripted, and this is going to just be me rambling off the top of my head. So it's going to be very unstructured. I'm going to miss a lot of things. And I've recorded this video probably 5 different times just because I wasn't really happy with how it's been coming out. So hopefully this one will be a little better. And I'm just going to jump into it. So this save here that I'm playing on already has some things unlocked, just so the game can be a little more interesting. But once I come out with a bunch of new features, maybe a few weeks from now, I'll start on a fresh save. But for now, I'm just going to be playing through, seeing what happens. So I'm assuming you can guess what this little thing is, or maybe not, just because of the 5 pixels that I gave to render him. This is a little spider. Tries to jump at you. Pretty simple. Every, like 8 seconds or something, 5 seconds. Oh, I missed. He missed. Alright, simple. So that's the first enemy I've ever added, I think. Along with the bat over here. This guy is pretty simple too. Just flies towards you. And if he's under you, he flies up. Talked about it a little bit in my devlog. But the main thing you want to be doing when you're going through these floors is collecting gold and experience. Basically just to make yourself stronger. And not die, of course. Have I mentioned this is a roguelike game? Probably not. But in that fashion, you're basically just getting stronger the further down you go, and if you die, you lose basically all your progress and start over. But the run is kind of randomized each time, so it should be somewhat interesting. At least that's what I'm hoping. Okay, that gold just phased through existence. That's good. So what's happening right now is the time limit on the level got reached, and the ceiling is falling. So I will let that play out and show you a little bit of what happens. Yeah, I got hit by a rock. And now we've completed the floor, so there's a little in-between area. And this is where most of the roguelike element comes in. So the biggest roguelike element is obviously the map generation, which is different each time. The level, the enemy placement, and whatnot. But the second biggest thing is the skill tree, which is where you will basically power up every run. So you level up at the bottom here with the XP bar. And once you've reached a level, you get a skill point, and then in between levels a random skill is chosen and unlocked. So this time this one was chosen. Gives us 1 max charger to the thrusters, and I can't really do anything else. Get some coffee. Alright, so I guess I can talk about some of the rocket features. One of the vehicles that you can pilot in this game. It's got left and right thrusters, so if I hit only the left thrusters, it'll go to the left. If I hit only the right thrusters, the right. If I hit both of them, I can go straight. There's also a reverse thruster, so I can go forwards, backwards. A stabilizer to pick yourself up. And a booster, which doesn't look like it does much at first, but if you use that with the thrusters, you go really high. You basically want to use all of these things combined to navigate your way through the levels. And your starting weapon is called Laser Shot. It was recently reworked to give it more of a physics gravity factor, so a lot of this game kind of has to be reworked to fit the new primary weapon, because everything was balanced for the old way. Basically, it's the only difference in how it works now is it arcs. Before it had a straight shot, and it disappeared after a few seconds, but now it lasts forever, and orcs a little bit. Since this is a physics game, I wanted to give it more of a, a physics based weapon system. So alright. So I definitely just wasted a lot of my time explaining how the ship works. So I need to get out of here. I need some experience. Alright, I'm good. Now a new random skill will get unlocked. So before I got the normal thrusters, now I get the reverse thruster. This gave me more charges, and this new one increases the force of it. Alright, nothing crazy. So what that did basically is it made my reverse thruster stronger. So doing this just is a little more efficient, I guess. There's not too many skills in the game right now. There's maybe 20 or 30. Okay. And I've been mostly working on engine work, so I haven't been able to add too many features that I want to. But you know, the longer I work on this with more engine stuff, the more features I can add later, so. Okay, so there's a lot going on right now. Just collecting gold. Good, good. So I could leave the level right now, because the exit's here, but I want to get some more experience. Oh. Okay. Let's see if I can get up here. Okay. With that. Okay. And I'm probably dead. No, I'm good. I also have a secondary weapon. Basically locks onto an enemy and shoots them. Alright, so I kind of got screwed over by those rocks. I'm probably making this game look a lot easier than it actually is, but most of this game is... I don't want that. So I re-rolled it. Most of this game is navigating with the rocket, and I'm just really good at that because I test it all the time. It's okay. So I get one more charge for the boosters, which just means I could use the booster longer. Which is nice. Oh, and I'm dead. Okay, that's that, right? So I'm modeling this game pretty heavily off of Spelunky. And I've noticed you die in Spelunky quite abruptly, so I'm trying to kind of recreate that. The rocks do feel slightly, just like a little slightly unfair because you can't predict which rocks are going to fall. So I'm thinking in the future the rocks that fall might be a little discolored, maybe a little darker, or they'll wiggle or something to show you that they'll fall. But for now it's fine. It's just a random hazard that'll fall on you and hurt you. But that's it. I know I didn't really talk about too much or any of the features really, but I'm trying to keep these episodes kind of short so I can make a lot of them and showcase the different features I've been adding. And since this is basically the baseline, unless you've watched the devlog, nothing's changed really. So I hope you enjoyed. Maybe this piqued your interest in the game. Check back later in a few days and I'll have another video. Thanks a lot.